In this session, we will discuss about the 8085 and 8086 microprocessors, a comparison between the two, and the pin diagram of the 8085 and the 8086 microprocessors. So this is how we will be going with a comparison between 8085 and 8086. A broad comparison shows that as per the inventions, it was in 76 that 8085 was invented, and it was 78 or beginning 79 that was the 8086. As far as the generation of the microprocessors is concerned, 8085 belongs to the first generation of the processors, and 8086 belongs to the second generation of the microprocessors. Both have 40 pins and they come in different packages. As far as the size is concerned, 8085 is 8-bit and it is 16-bit, and this is the memory that it supports. Before continuing with the slides next, let me take you to another page from the care4u.in, which gives a, let me directly come on to the page of the care4u.in. So this page is shared with you. So what do you have here? That we start with some of the general features of the 8086, and it is a 16-bit processor. It has 20 address lines that we discussed yesterday also. It operates on +5 volt and 1 clock phase with different frequencies depending upon the version of the microprocessor, that is 8086, with the version 1, version 2 and version 3. It uses the memory segmentation. 16-bit lines are multiplexed, that is 80 to 8015, 9 flags that we saw yesterday. As far as the comparison is concerned, 8085 versus 8086. I hope the diagram is visible to you. If you look at the diagram, pin diagram, so this is called the pin diagram, where you have 40 pins on its periphery. Both have 40 pins. But if you just look at without reading, that most of the pins in 8085 are single function pins. Most of the pins have single function. But here if you see, many of the pins have dual function. So these pins can be used for this function, which is called here as a max mode function, or they can be used for this function. We will elaborate on that. So that means many of the pins in 8086 have dual functions. So this is one of the difference between them. That means these pins are internally multiplexed. We can use only one of the functions. Either they can be used in the maximum mode function, or they can be used in the minimum mode function. These pins, pin number 24 to pin number 31. So as far as the other differences, I will not say differences, the comparison is concerned, today I have a very big list of around 21 items. So just read yourself speedily without wasting time. You can read it yourself. Do it yourself. 8-bit and 16-bit. Multiplexing is of 80 to 87, 8085 में. and multiplexing is for AD0 to AD15 in 8086. 16 address lines, so total memory will be 64 kilobyte. 20 address lines, total memory supported is 1 megabyte. 8-bit data bus, 16-bit data bus. Clock frequency 2, 3 and 5 megahertz. Clock frequency 5, 8 and 10 megahertz for different versions. 5 flags we discussed yesterday. 9 flags, these are the interrupt, I for interrupt, D for direction, T for track, OV for overflow, sign, 0, auxiliary carry, parity and the carry. Only these 5 are common in both the processors. Doesn't have any concept of pipelining and queuing, 8085. 8086 has 6 byte of queue that acts as a pipeline. And you know the purpose of a pipeline. It is same as the pipeline used for carrying water in our houses. The drop of water that enters the pipe first will be out of the pipe first. But it's not merely saying that, it speeds up the operation of the microprocessor. We will discuss at times. You can assume the bench line process in the factories, where 2 or 3 or 4 or number of workers, they sit on the benches and they carry out the work, different works, but a production line work goes on with each one of them. For example, there are 4 benches, and they are doing some kind of PCB work. The first person on the bench, he will receive the PCB or a 0 board, and his duty is only to inspect it, check it whether there are any cut lines or etc. And after inspecting, he will pass the board to the second person. The purpose of the second person will be only to solder one component, and after soldering one component, he will pass the board to the third person. So meantime, the second person will get the next board from the first person, and first person will get the third board. So that way it helps in speeding up. Sometimes we'll discuss in detail about the pipelining process. Then 8085 works on 50% duty cycle. That means the waveforms, the clock pulses are exactly the 50% up and 50% down. Whereas it is the 33% duty cycle in case of the 8086. It does not support memory segmentation. Whereas 8086, we discussed yesterday, it supports the memory segmentation. We'll talk in detail about the memory segmentation in the next class. Then the 8085 is built with around 6500 transistors, whereas 29,000 transistors are used in fabricating. It is built using the VLSI technology, very large scale integration. Accumulator based processor, meaning is when we write the instruction, उस instruction में accumulator हमें separately लिखने की जरूरत नहीं होती. Accumulator is part of the instruction. Whereas the 8086 is a general purpose register based processor. You will be required to write accumulator specifically, explicitly, like move space A, comma, the other register. But in 8085 that was not required. So it is a general purpose based processor. You can read it yourself. Try to read it yourself before me. Only 1 unit. So it is 2 units we discussed yesterday, execution unit and bus interface unit. Only 1 mode of operation, whereas 2 modes of operation in 8086. 5 interrupt lines in 8085, only 2 interrupt lines in the 8086. There is NMI, non-maskable interrupt, and INTR is a non-vectored interrupt. NMI is vectored and INTR is non-vectored. NMI is non-maskable, INTR is maskable. So it is used in small applications where you require to have only one processor. But 8086 can be used for very complex designs where you may have more than one processor in your design. Normally you have the processors like called as a IO processors or a math processor, or you can have some slave processor also in your design based on the 8086. Then I said about the memory. Then it does not support multiplication and division. वहाँ पर अगर आपने 8085 में करना है तो you can do the multiplication and division by the repeated addition or repeated subtraction process. You only have the addition and subtraction. But in 8086 you have large number of instructions. The multiplication and division instructions are also available there. It does not support string manipulation. But 8086 supports string manipulation instructions like comparing the two strings, finding a character in a string, and concatenating your strings. You know about these concepts in your, because you have studied in the C language also. So all those concepts are here in the 8086, because it was the 8086 and 8088 microprocessor using which the first PC was built. But with the 8085, no PC, there was no application into the personal computer. But the first PC was made using the 8085. Then it has few control instructions and a large number of control instructions. Does not have loop instructions and it also supports the loop instructions. यहाँ पर अगर अपने loop करना था तो कैसे करते थे? You were decrementing the counter register and taking a decision, jump if not 0. But here you have another instruction called as a loop instruction. We will discuss about this in the next class. Now look at the pin configurations. I will be referring to this pin diagram. And before I go into the table and discuss it, you can see here in this diagram, starting from pin number 16, you have pin number 16 as AD0, then continuously upwards up to pin number 2, which is AD14. Pin number 1 is ground. Then come on to the right side, pin number 14 is VCC. Then pin number 2 पे क्या था? AD14. Then यहाँ पर AD15. So AD0 से AD15, 16 lines, multiplexed address and data lines. Then you have the A16, A17, A18 and A19. These pins are used for dual function. They also are the status lines and they are also the address lines. So these are again multiplexed. Then you can see the other line as BHE, bus high enable. Bus high enable. When you wish to read the data 16 bit at a time from the memory. समझने की कोशिश करिए, देखिए क्या है मेमोरी को कैसे कहते हैं आप? मेमोरी को कहते हैं जी किलोबाइट, मेगाबाइट, गीगाबाइट. आप हमेशा एक सिंगल बाइट की बात करते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ 8086 प्रोसेसर क्या 16 बिट का है, तो 16 बिट का मतलब है 2 बाइट. तो अगर एट ए टाइम आपको 2 बाइट एक्सेस करनी हो तो कैसे करेंगे कि 2 अलग अलग मेमोरी पैरेलली साइड बाय साइड 2 मेमोरी आप कॉन्फ़िगर करें और दोनों मेमोरी के एक ही एड्रेस से एट ए टाइम एक एक बाइट आप फेच कर लें, तो 16 बिट का डाटा फेच होगा ना. तो उस तरह की applications में then this particular pin will be useful for enabling the bus high, the second memory unit. We will discuss again in detail about this. And the other function of this pin is S7, status bit S7. So there are 7 status bit informations, right from S0, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6 and S7. There are 8 status lines. We will discuss about these status lines. Then you have pin number 33, which can be used for MN oblique MX bar. MN oblique MX bar. MX bar is a maximum mode of operation. That means when this pin is 0, MX bar. So this will be active when it is 0. When you supply or when you connect it to the ground, so the processor will operate in a maximum mode of operation. But when you connect this pin to MN, that is a high enable, logic 1, that is to VCC, then this processor will work as a minimum mode. Minimum mode means something similar to the 8085. Try to understand. Minimum mode will be something similar to the operation of a 8085. But the maximum mode means we can think of attaching an extra processor to it. Extra processor कौन से हो सकते हैं? You can have a IO processor. That means अगर ऐसे इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं, आपको पता है, आपको मेमोरी से फैच करना हो सकता है या फिर IO से फैच करना हो सकता है. तो there is a provision here. I can attach a IO processor ताकि जब मेमोरी में से इंस्ट्रक्शंस पढ़ेंगे तो फर्स्ट इट विल चेक व्हाट टाइप ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन इट इज, whether it is of IO type or memory type. So if it is IO type, it will give the control to the IO processor, so that IO processor can do it separately. है ना? इसी तरह से it also has the facility to attach a separate processor in the maximum mode, and that processor is called as a co-processor. आप लोगों ने, क्योंकि when the first PC was built, you were not even born. I have used the first PC that is used built onto the 8086. On the motherboard, there was a provision to attach 2 microprocessors. There were 2 slots for the microprocessors. One of the slot 8086 was inserted, and this was called as a main processor. And in the second slot, we could insert another processor that was called as a co-processor or a math processor. All your scientific calculations were done by separate processor. लेकिन आजकल जितने भी प्रोसेसर आते हैं, that co-processor is inbuilt into the main processor. So you only have a single processor nowadays. So got it? So in the maximum mode, there was a facility to have more than 1 processors in your design. Then coming down, these are the pins for minimum and the maximum mode. In the minimum mode, you can see that these pins were also in the 8085. These are the INTA interrupt acknowledge. This is ALE address latch enable. Address latch enable. So this is something different. Data enable and direction for the data, whether you are transmitting or receiving the data through the transceivers onto this particular processor. Then you have M oblique IO bar, you have IO oblique M. Then you have write bar and HLDA and the HOLD. So these are something similar to the 8085 in the minimum mode. But maximum mode is used for complex kind of applications. So now you have a clear idea about the pins Then we can go and discuss the different pins of the 8086. There are two more pins, ready pin. You also have a ready pin here. You have a reset. You also have a reset pin here. Then you have a VCC, that is VSS ground. The clock, there is a single clock input, but here there is a provision for two clock inputs where you can put your external clock pulse here, but you can connect a external clock generator here. So this had a inbuilt clock generator. This does not have a inbuilt clock generator. You need to attach a separate IC like 8284, which is called as a clock generator IC, and connect it to this particular pin. We will see in detail about those kind of things. So I hope this diagram, see the question will be explain the pin diagram or explain various signals of the 8086. You need to explain this. You need to explain this for the 8085. But if it is about the interrupt, don't write this diagram or this diagram. आपने assignment में ये लिख दिए थे, because the interrupt pins are here and you started explaining this particular. Don't write for the interrupt about this particular diagram. So let's come on to the pins. Is a 40 pin, and all the pins are explained here. You can see here pin number 2 to 16 are from AD14 to AD0. The same pins have been explained here. I will not explain all the pins, but we'll go into some of the pins which are little complex in nature. ये पिन अब आप समझते हैं what is AD0 and AD14. You understand what is AD15. It is on pin number 39. So I will leave it for you because you know what is meaning of AD. A means address, D means data. It is dual function, multiplexed. Let us discuss the status lines, and these different, these again a multiplex. A16, address 16, address 17 and address 19. Now what is this purpose? If you look here, try to read this these lines. During the memory and IO operations, the status information is available on these lines, during timing pulse T2, T3, TW waiting, TW is waiting, and T4. So these are my different timing cycles, different states, T states that you call. If it is not clear, if you are getting confused here, let me take a minute of time and try to explain it through the whiteboard. You can assume it, मैंने 8085 में पढ़ाया था आपको. You can assume it this way, that this is the timing reference line, and starting from here, let's say you have the clock pulses. And so on. So starting from here to here, this is one T state called as a T1. So T1 state, these states are one single clock pulse. Then this is T2 state. This is another T3 and so on. So in every T state, some kind of micro operation takes place inside your processor. What do you say? Now if you talk in terms of your 8085, I said when the A and E signal goes high, that times what do you need? You need to demultiplex your address lines AD0 to AD7 in case of 8085. But in case of 8086, you need to demultiplex AD0 to AD15. 15. So the other lines, what is the other lines? The other lines are, if you talk in terms of the 8085, you have the lines A8 to A15, which are directly available from the microprocessor. You don't need to demultiplex them. But if you talk about the 8086, the line A16 to A19 are directly available. When this line, so that means these are the, during one T state, when the ALE is active, at this instant of time, you demultiplex your address and data line. So look here, what I have done here, when the ALE went high, your AD0 to AD7, these lines have been demultiplexed during the T1 state. And then during T2 state, you will activate your memory for the read and write, and then from the memory you transfer your data or your instruction into the same. Now these will become the data lines. Now you can see during T1 state you are doing demultiplexing. During T2 state the addresses are put onto these lines. During T3 you are transferring you are reading or writing onto the data bus. Got it? ये concept clear है? So what do you say? So we have a concept of T states, we have concept of the machine cycles, we have the concept of the instruction cycles. Instruction cycle may contain one or more machine cycles. A machine cycle may contain more than one T state. The fetching of an instruction from the memory requires 4 number of T states. It requires one machine cycle. But the execution of an instruction may require 2 machine cycles. You have to fetch the instruction from the memory and then execute and then store back into the memory. You may require 3 machine cycles. So if you say the complete execution instruction cycle, you have studied in the previous course, it consists of your fetching the operation, it consists of executing the instruction, and it consists of transferring the result back into the memory. So this is one machine cycle, this is another machine cycle, this is another machine cycle. So put together 3 machine cycle may be required to perform a execution, read and write operation. But only the fetching operation may require one machine cycle. Only the fetching operation will require 4 T states. So now I hope the concept of states is clear to you. Still you can, if you have any doubts, you can be with me. So this is what exactly the different states are. The status of the interrupt enable flags, I flag, bit S5 is updated at the beginning of each clock cycle. Let's see what exactly these are. You can see here. So you have the pin S4 and S3, pin number 38 and 37. When these are 00, so this functionality is an alternate data. When it is for 01, it is used for the stack. When it is 10, it is for the code segment, and when it is 11, it is for the data segment. So you can assume that these states S3 and S4, they indicate you which particular segment. मैंने बताया था कि 4 सेगमेंट में मेमोरी डिवाइडेड है, समझने की कोशिश करना. 4 सेगमेंट में मेमोरी डिवाइडेड है। 8086 में मेमोरी इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 सेगमेंट्स। और किस सेगमेंट में आप काम कर रहे हैं? आपकी इंस्ट्रक्शंस कोड सेगमेंट में है, आपके डेटा डेटा सेगमेंट में है, आपके स्टैक ऑपरेशन रिलेटेड स्टैक सेगमेंट में है, आपके स्ट्रिंग रिलेटेड इंस्ट्रक्शंस आपके एक्स्ट्रा सेगमेंट में है। दिस अल्टरनेट इज एक्स्ट्रा सेगमेंट। तो किस सेगमेंट में है आप S3 S4 के स्टेटस से जान सकते हैं कि वेयर आर यू। इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट you can stop me and discuss. You can come on the chat. Then I said about the BHE, bus high enable. To try to read this, let me again come on to the, before that I will only discuss this and stop the discussion. I will discuss only this table, rest everything is self-explanatory to you. So let me discuss only this table and stop. BHE meaning is bus high enable. Are you understanding? Come on the chat. What is the full form of BHE? Come on the chat fast. You only 1 minute of time with me. What is the full form of BHE? Come on the chat. Let me see who is first to answer. Fast. Full form of BHE. Very good. Somebody is writing. Fantastic. Bus high enable. Anu, very good. So it is bus high enable. मैंने बताया था कि मेमोरी को आप कैसे पढ़ते हैं बाइट्स में, सिंगल बाइट में, लेकिन 8086 क्या है? 16 बाइट का है, 16 बिट्स का है, 2 बाइट का। तो प्रोविजन है यहाँ पर, आप 2 बाइट को एट ए टाइम रीड कर सकते हैं या 1 बाइट्स ईच। लेट मी ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट। व्हेन A0 and BHE is 00, you read the whole word. When it is 01, you read only the upper word. Let me try to explain this concept before the time expires. Let me come back on to the and try to concentrate. Only half a minute is left.